All right, thank you for sticking with me throughout my entire video series. Now we're going to get down to some brass tacks and explain the difference between the 4-volume set of the Liturgy of the Hours and the single-volume set of the Liturgy of the Hours Christian Prayer Edition. First of all, the things that you get with the book, the book sets are a little different. I mean, they're the same, but you get more from the larger set. Obviously, you're paying more for it as well. With the Christian Prayer book, you simply got, the flyer, 2 cards, and the Christian Prayer book, the St. Joseph's Guide. With the Liturgy of the Hours, you got the St. Joseph Guide. You got 4 complete cards, cardboard cards, the introduction, and a supplement. So you got a little bit more out of it. Not really the main difference, though. Not really the deal breaker, so to speak. The main difference, though, is your one book. Let's see if I can prop that up here. Your one book versus your 4 books. There we go. Look at that. That's an awful lot of we don't know what. So let's discuss what that we don't know what is. All right. Now, the main difference that I've noticed between these 2 books when I've been going through it is pretty obvious. The Office of Readings, as I mentioned in my Christian Prayer video series, I was not thrilled at all with any of the the Office of Readings selection or how it's done. As opposed to the with the Psalter as well. Also, you know what? Let me just explain something that they've also done. Now, with the Psalter, the 4-week Psalter, in our normal, where am I? I'm in the Lenten season. In my normal 4-volume set, I know that my Office of Readings do the proper seasons. Let's see. I know that I have my Office of Readings with a nice, full readings. First reading, look at this. Nice, full, beautiful reading. Full readings. Second readings. You really can't beat it. And each of these, readings, they change every day. Here's Fridays. They alternate, they change. They're laid out for you. As a matter of fact, the entire day sequence is laid out for you beautifully. Here's Thursday. Start with your Office of Readings. Move on to morning prayer. Move on to daytime prayer. Broken up into mid-morning, midday, mid-afternoon. Moving on to evening prayer. Complete your evening prayer right up until the next Friday's Office of Readings. Can't go wrong. The entire day is sequenced right here in conjunction with the Psalter. Psalter, Thursday. Again, Thursday. Begins invitatory. Office of Readings with the hymn embedded in there already for you. Psalms, the whole psalmody. Moving on to morning prayer. All your psalms are here. All your psalms are here. Busting out into daytime prayer. There's your initial daytime prayer here. And your psalms for at least one of them. Because don't forget, even in the other book, daytime prayer is made up of 3 components: mid-morning, midday, and mid-afternoon. But both books only cover one set of psalms, and then you have to use the complementary psalmody for the remaining 2 sections of the daily prayer, daytime prayer. Sorry, both books have that, and that's fine. But, and as you saw, my Psalter was laid out nice and neat. My 4-week cycle, every single thing I needed, right from invitatory straight through to evening prayer was categorized, listed, in order, easy to follow, beautifully laid out. I love it. Now, the Christian Prayer, unfortunately, the way they've done the Psalter, I've got a little demonstration here of how I see how they've done the Psalter. Here's the Liturgy of the Hours. Here's the Psalter in the Liturgy of the Hours. Goes by the 4-week cycle. And it's broken up into Office of Readings, the morning prayer, the daytime prayer, and the evening prayer. Now, what they've done for the Christian Prayer book is simply this. They have taken the Office of Readings. They've thrown that in the back of the book somewhere. They have taken morning. And they have taken evening. Now they have taken the morning and they've taken the evening and they've put them together in the center of the book, and there are little red pages there. And they put that off to the side. They jammed this poor thing back into near the very back of the book. So let's lay that back there. Now for your midday prayer, what they've decided to do is pretty much this. Okay, there's week 1. Here's week 2 and 3, 4. There we go. Throw that out. That's what they've done. They moved that daytime prayer. It was after the Psalter, so they put it right like that. And this is somewhere near the end, because this is even past night prayer, proper saints, hymns and music. Yeah, this is you know what, this is all the way over here in the back of the book. All right, not very easy to follow, and this over here really irks me. They used the 7-day, what I'm trying to say here, the 7-day cycle for the daytime prayer. They do not use the full 4-week Psalter for that. They just redo the week 1. Similar to what they do for night prayer. Well, you know, what the entire liturgy does for night prayer. It's a 7-day cycle that just gets, you know, repeated over and over again. They did the same thing with the daytime, you know, which to me, you know, again, I'm a person of structure, and I feel like I'm, you know, it's like the difference between like a, you know, like a White Castle steamed burger versus a 20-ounce ribeye steak. You know, I want the steak. You know, I don't want a little burger here. You know, maybe a little, you know, like 2 French fries over there. I want the whole steak dinner with the, you know, with the baked potato, with the butter and the sour cream and some chives on the top. I want everything. That's why I prefer the 4-book set. The other thing that I also don't like is the, you know, the proper seasons. Again, proper, you know, especially in this Christian prayer book. Like for example, back to that 19th week. You know, that 19th Sunday, it's you know, it goes immediately from 19th Sunday in ordinary time. It goes right to 20th Sunday in ordinary time. There is nothing here for any of the other days of the week. Now, you know, the full version, you know, does go through the entire week. You know, today, proper seasons, it is Thursday evening prayer during the 2nd week of Easter. You know, it covers the entire. You know, even in, you know what, hold on, let me see if I can, even in ordinary time, they cover, 8th week in ordinary time, they cover every day of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, going back to Sunday, 9th Sunday in ordinary time, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm like the old Hyundai commercial. But anyway, you know, this is why these books are so much bigger. You know, the Christian prayer book, it knocks out anything and everything it can. It knocks out the entire week, as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, it cuts out parts of the Psalter. The readings themselves are kind of, you know, even like the readings in the Christian prayer are just generic. You know, you just like find and pick your own. As a matter of fact, if you look in the guide, this boggles my mind, because the 4-week, the 4-volume set of the liturgy does, you know, have, you know, different readings for, for the full 4-week cycle for every day of the week. You know, it's a tremendous, you know, resource. When I was looking at this, just as, you know, just as a, to familiarize myself with it, I'm looking at the readings here, and look what I'm seeing here. You know, just in the week of August. Okay, there's the Office of Readings for, you know, for that day. You know, page 1816, page 1819, 21. 24. Okay, so that is moving, advancing by day. You know, it's showing that there are different days involved here. But then look at the readings themselves. 1924, 1924, 1924, 1924, 1924, 1924, 1924. You know, even the secondary ones. 2045, 2045. Yeah, oh look, they changed that one up. There's 2045, 2011, 2011. Yeah, there's so much repetition here that, you know, you're really not going to get the joy and love of this devotion if you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. Now, I understand, you know, some would argue about, but you're doing the same thing with your daytime prayer anyway with the complementary psalmodies. True, but, you know, at least with the complementary psalmodies, you can mix it around a little bit. You can throw a day, you know, you can use the three, the 3 Psalm set. You can, switch it in for your morning or your afternoon or your midday. You can at least vary that up a little bit. And the 3 Psalms, continually change. But in the Office of Readings in the 4-book set, they're all different. And they're enjoyable. They're nice and long to read. This, I know I'm harping on it, but I just can't get over, what they're giving you. I understand why, because this is a lot easier to handle than that, cost-wise and, physically carrying around. But I feel that if you're going to get involved with the Liturgy of the Hours on a complete scale, as I have done, you're going to outgrow this book very fast, and it's not going to really be worth it to you. If you're just beginning, or if you have limited time and you can only do morning and evening prayer, God bless you. This is the book for you. This is the most common one that most people get because of that. They say that the people in monastic life are the ones who get these these big honking books here. But I like completeness, just because that's who I am. So the proper of seasons in the Christian prayer. They do have the weekdays for the Lent, Easter, Holy Week and stuff. But in ordinary time, the way it switches out to Sundays only, I think that's a little bit of a disservice. Like I said, I get it. You have to cut somewhere. You got to trim it down somehow, and that's how they do it. And and it's fine. I mean, that's like I said. But for somebody who likes completeness, it's just not for me. And the 4-week cycle, and like I said, that really bothers me, that daytime, the way they just, eliminated 3 weeks of daytime prayer, for the sake of brevity. But, obviously this book is cheaper than all 4 of these, books. This book may have actually been a little bit more expensive than each of these individually. So, you have the option, obviously, of either just picking up this book and doing everything, or of even, spreading out the cost of these and just buying the ones that you need during the season. Like right now we're in the, still in the Easter season. So you would just need volume 2 and follow this through until, until conclusion. And when we switch back to ordinary time, which I believe, I don't know if it's what week that would be in. Might be returning back to ordinary time, weeks 1 to 17. I'm not sure. And then you can buy that book. So you have the option to build your collection, slowly instead of just making a large outlay. But again, this is as far as I can, my personal judgment. This set is for those who are serious about doing as completely as possible the Divine Office. With all the most of the prayers available to us that I'm familiar with, at least, the invitatory, the Office of Readings, morning prayer, mid-morning prayer, midday prayer, mid-afternoon prayer, evening prayer, night prayer. This is the most solid, complete, book that you can, set of books that you can get. The Christian prayer, if you're limited to, keeping yourself mostly to mornings and evening prayer, and the invitatory, maybe also touching on night prayer as well, and sprinkling in the Office of Readings and daytime prayer as just as a learning tool, that would be fine. But if you really intend on following through, and doing all the complete devotion, I strongly recommend you get the 4-book set. You can even advance up if you wanted to. Start with the Christian prayer book, see if this is something for you. Do it for 6 months. Just morning and evening prayer. If you feel that that you're ready for more, or you're thirsting for more, move on up. There's no shame in that. So that pretty much covers it. Hopefully this will help somebody. At least help somebody determine whether or not they're ready for a full commitment or a beginning commitment. All right, but either way, if you were here and you're interested and you're looking at these things, doesn't matter if you got like the expert set, or if you got the the intermediate set. You're here. God bless you, and and there really is something to be said about that. You should be happy. You should be joyful. You should be glad. That you've come to this point in your life. Now, there is another book that I would be remiss in not mentioning. It is called, believe it or not, The Even Shorter Christian Prayer. I have no idea what that is. I can just imagine it's the Cliff Notes. I just couldn't even contemplate purchasing that one. It's bad enough. Well, not bad enough, but you know what I mean. I mean, this one, I want to do this video. I want to help somebody, so I went ahead and got this book, even though to me it's a little bit of a step back from what I'm used to doing. But it's something that I can at least refer back to, maybe even start my own children eventually, on doing. So that's the goal. Just trying to be a better person, and that's it. So God bless you. Hopefully, like I said, these videos have helped you out, and helped you come to a more prayerful life. Because honestly, it's the world needs more prayer, and these are the things that can help us get there. All right. God bless you, and I love you all. Goodbye.